Hey, you guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the voices in your head. Um, Last night we had a group call with my advanced students, and one of them is extremely, extremely clairaudient, meaning she could hear the voice of spirit. Um, but what we were talking about is there are different voices that you can have in your head. And I know a lot of people search for this type of stuff and find my videos here. So that's why I wanted to jump on YouTube here and talk about three types of voices in your head. Okay, number one, we have the voice, your voice, right? That your rambling chatter. We have 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day. That's like your voice, right? It's a voiceless thoughts, like you're talking to yourself in your head. That's you. That's pretty clear. Most of you guys are aware of that. And I am live, so if you want to ask a question while I'm on here about this, about the voices in your head, please do, and I will answer it. Otherwise, thanks for watching live and on the replay, guys. And then we also have this other voice in our head. This is what we call like the authoritative voice, especially if you guys have been with like a narcissist or intimidated by a boss for a long time. A narcissist being a parent or a narcissist being a spouse. And then they're always pushing like their strong beliefs onto you, and you've absorbed that, right? So then whether they're around you or not, you can get triggered to start having that authoritative voice talk to you. Like, you shouldn't do this, or, you're not worthy of that, or all the things that person used to say to you is now like this authoritative voice in your head. And so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about neural pathways. When we're around something like that repetitively, then, a pathway in your brain is like tiny, tiny little pathway. But the more that you study something, or the more somebody's talking crap to you, the bigger that highway gets. And then when you're not around that person, it's so important for you to catch that authoritative voice and stop it in its tracks, so that you can start narrowing that highway. Like, always imagine, like, first you're on a dirt road, and then all of a sudden you're on this like massive highway of creating this really strong neural pathway. So like, for example, my client was struggling with, okay, is this spirit talking to me? Telling me I'm no good, telling me I'm stupid, talking shit to me. Is this spirit? Are these, lower level energy spirits talking to me? Because they're always talking crap to me. Well, what it could be, and what it probably is, and what we decided it was, is that the authoritative voice of the narcissist that she was with. It's not necessarily a spirit talking to her. And she's confused because, why? Because she is clairaudient, and spirits do talk to her, and she could hear them very, very clearly. So then she started questioning, what are these other thoughts? Are they thoughts, or are they voices coming from spirit? So this is why it's important for us to heal our trauma, especially if we're going to be working with spirit, because we don't want to be confused, but we also don't need to have this bully in our head all the time either. And it's not really a person or a spirit. It's that neural pathway that's been created, beliefs that you had started to have about yourself based on what the other person was saying to you, right? So those are the two types, right? Your thoughts rambling around, the 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day, that authoritative voice that has created that neural pathway. Your thoughts can also create neural pathways where you're not even consciously really thinking. You're just instantly going, oh, I already believe that about myself. I already believe that about this. So important to pay attention to our thoughts. And how do we do that? Meditation practice. That's for another video. But then, of course, thirdly, we have the voice of spirit coming through us, right? This is another voice that you can think that is in your head. The way spirit communicates with us when it comes to clairaudience, when it comes to psychic hearing, it comes through a few different ways, right? It could come through as a thought. It's usually a string of thoughts that will come through, and you're like, wait, I didn't think that, right? I didn't think that. It could be a voiceless. Clairaudience can also have voices, right? But in your head, not externally, right? And I'll touch on the external part in a second. But you could hear like the tone. So when my clairaudience comes through, I could hear like a dead person's the way they could cough, or even an alive person, to be honest. If I'm like reading that like a picture or their energy, I can hear in my head the tone that they make when they cough or when they laugh, the actual pitch and the actual tone in your mind, not externally. But yes, you can also have the voice of spirit coming externally. And that has happened to me too, where they're like, for me, it was just like one word, like fireman, or, or UPS or whatever that they're saying. For some reason, that's the two that I remember being very clear, very audible outside of your head. Or I heard them say, stop, when I was about to step on a piece of glass, like literally outside of your head. So the voice of spirit is super awesome. But it's not always that authoritative voice. So let me back up a second here too, because when the girl's asking me about these negative thoughts coming through, our first, especially because she came to me to develop, right, her abilities, our first thing was to make sure we're creating boundaries to make sure that, hey, I'm not talking to lower level energies. You're not allowed to talk to me that way. Get out. But then when it keeps going, then we start talking a little bit more, coaching her through it, right? Thanks for the like. I can't see if you guys are talking to me or not, but coaching her through it, then realizing she's left this narcissist relationship, and he always talked terrible things to her, and her like, maybe mother and spirit was also, really down on her. She's a highly sensitive empath, right? So she's taking all that personally, and then when she's away from those two relationships, the voices are still there, but that's the neural pathway that we're working on. And a lot of you guys, right, all of y'all that are experiencing spirit, a lot of y'all have had trauma. Somehow all of us spiritual folk, right, we like took the hard road so that we can develop, and so that we could learn how to manage our energy and work with spirit, and so then we could go on to help other people, right? Just like I'm making this video. So if you guys want to learn more, you're definitely going to want to check out my website, brandalene.com. I put the link in the comments here, so if you want to click on that, it'll take you to the Awaken program. Like this girl I'm working with right now is a part of the advanced class, but I really wanted to share it because I know there's so many people searching for this type of information, because there's nobody else you can actually talk to that doesn't think you're freaking nuts, right? So I'm sending you guys all love. Thanks for following. Give me a like. If you want to hang out more with me, come over to Instagram at I am Brandalene, and I'll talk to you guys later.